What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video here on B-Mills Wrestling. With Evolution and Saturday night's main event wrapping up yesterday and a few days ago, we can officially look forward to the next WWE PLE, which is Summerslam. It's going to be the first two-night Summerslam ever, and we will see that in just 3 weeks. So for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my full Summerslam match card predictions. Obviously, a lot of the matches already got confirmed, so I'm going to talk about those and who I think is going to win the matches, and also some matches that I think will get added on. Before we get into the video, if you guys are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss any new videos. And don't forget to leave a like down below. Alright guys, let's get into this video. The first match that has already been confirmed for SummerSlam is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, obviously, Cody Rhodes earned this match by winning the King of the Ring tournament. He is the current King of the Ring, so he will get his rematch for the WWE Championship against John Cena. Obviously, we saw this match at WrestleMania 41 where John Cena defeated Cody to win his 17th World Championship. It was a very underwhelming match, which is a reason I'm not a fan of them running it back. I don't believe that this should be the program for John Cena going into SummerSlam. His title reign and his heel work has really picked up over the last month or so. I really just wanted to see something fresh, something different. But nope, we are running back Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I hope it's a better match. Like, that's all I can say. I hope it's a better match. I wanted them to do maybe a triple threat or a fatal four-way with, like, Randy Orton or CM Punk. They're involved in two different storylines that I'm going to get into. But, obviously, this is just going to be a clean one-on-one between these two. The way I really thought they could shake up this match and make it really interesting was with the factor of Seth Rollins in the briefcase. I thought Seth Rollins had a real chance of cashing in on Cody Rhodes in this match because I do believe Cody Rhodes will beat John Cena in this match to reclaim the championship. I don't want John Cena to lose by any means, but I don't think that they would just run back a crappy match and a really not a great feud in general that they had at WrestleMania 41 if they were just going to have Cena retain the title again. You know what I'm saying? So I think it only makes sense that they're going to give the title back to Cody. But if they would have had a Seth Rollins cash-in happen in this main event of Night 2, I believe it's going to be, that would have been awesome. But now with Seth Rollins being hurt, we don't know the severity of the injury. We don't know how long he's going to be out for, if he's going to have to vacate the briefcase, if it's going to go to, like, Braun Breaker or something like that. But now it doesn't seem like a cash-in is going to happen in this match. I'm not sure if they already penciled in the cash-in for this match before Seth Rollins got hurt. I'm not sure if that hurts anything. I'm not too sure. Maybe they switch it up. Maybe they make John Cena win now. I don't know. But either way, I'm not really too excited for this match, but I do expect Cody Rhodes to reclaim his championship versus John Cena. The next match that I'm going to be talking about has already been confirmed as well, and that is Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Now, obviously, just like Cody Rhodes, Jade Cargill, she won Queen of the Ring. She won the tournament, so she gets her WWE Championship match at SummerSlam. Obviously, WWE sees a lot in Jade Cargill. She's been getting a mega push since WrestleMania. She won her singles match at Mania, and she's just been on a winning streak ever since, getting that big push by Triple H. So I do expect her to win this match against Tiffany Stratton because Tiffany Stratton, you know, she's going to have at that point like a 230-day title reign, something like that. I think it is time that they have her lose the title. I do want to see a new champion. I'm not sure how much I want to see Jade Cargill as champion because I'm not a particularly big fan of Jade. I feel like she, you know, has like more work to do in ring. I feel like she's a little sloppy in ring. On the mic, she isn't horrible, but she's also not the best. I think she would have benefited from going down to NXT. Clearly, Triple H sees something in her that I don't, and that's okay. But like I said, I do expect her to win this match. I think what's interesting is I think we all expected a Naomi cash-in in this match at SummerSlam because it just made perfect sense. She's teased it a bunch of times in general, and also she's been feuding with Jade Cargill since before WrestleMania. They've had 2 matches with each other where Jade's beaten her, and then Tiffany Stratton, who's the champion right now, obviously she costed Naomi out of so many title matches when she was paired with Nia Jax. So it just made sense that Naomi would cash in during this match at SummerSlam. But we just saw Naomi cash in on Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at Evolution, which, by the way, was awesome and unpredictable. Loved that. But now that takes away Naomi's briefcase. So now you're either going to have Jade walk out as champion or Tiffany walk out as champion. I initially thought it was going to be Naomi walking out of SummerSlam with the title. But now it's between Jade and Tiffany. I would prefer Tiffany to win, but I just think that it's going to be Jade Cargill. The next match on this SummerSlam card that I am going to predict is Braun Breaker versus Roman Reigns. Now, I think this is a little far-fetched. I don't the likelihood of this actually happening, but I feel like the likeliness of it has increased because of Seth Rollins getting injured. I initially think that the plan was probably for Roman Reigns to maybe return at Saturday night's main event during the match with LA Knight or after the match, take out Seth Rollins, setting up that big match at SummerSlam. I could be wrong. I think either they were going to do it at SummerSlam or they were going to wait till WrestleMania to do it. I'm not too sure. But now with Seth Rollins out for the foreseeable future, he's not going to have a SummerSlam program, whether that was going to be with CM Punk or Roman Reigns or something like that. Now we're not going to get that. I still believe Roman Reigns is going to be on the SummerSlam card. He is one of the faces of the company. He's been gone for so much time. It's the first two-night SummerSlam in WWE history. I think they want to have Roman Reigns on that card. I feel like it would be dumb to not have him showcased at SummerSlam. So I don't really see a world where he feuds with anybody else going into SummerSlam. We only have 3 weeks until SummerSlam, and he hasn't returned yet. Obviously, when he was going to return, he's coming after Seth Rollins and his faction. So we may not have Seth Rollins, but we still have his faction. And who's the guy who really took him out before Roman Reigns was written off TV? It was Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker debuted in Seth Rollins' faction the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. He speared Roman through a barricade and was just destroying him. So to me, the story's kind of already there, right? Like, that match is a dream match. I thought it was a future WrestleMania match, if I'm being honest, but I would love to see this at SummerSlam. I think that just both, guys being able to do the spear so well, I feel like that would just be awesome. We saw Braun Breaker actually spear Roman Reigns in the Royal Rumble, too. Like, that could have been a little bit of foreshadowing. Like I said, I don't think they were foreshadowing for this SummerSlam. But now, if you have to improvise, I think Braun versus Roman just makes the most sense. I feel like they can give you a 5-star match. We can really get to see Roman Reigns come out of his element and show you that he is a great wrestler. And then you also get to showcase Braun Breaker, who is the future of WWE. He's like 26 years old or something like that. He's already been a 2-time Intercontinental Champion. And just putting him in this faction with Rollins, they clearly have a rocket strapped to his back. They want to send him to the damn moon. What better way to do that than have him go one-on-one with one of the greatest of all time in Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? To me, I think that's awesome. But I wouldn't expect Braun Breaker to win this match versus Roman Reigns, especially since Roman would just be coming back. I would expect Roman Reigns to defeat Braun Breaker in this match. The next match that I have on here, I think will get added onto the card after Monday Night Raw tonight, and that is Gunther versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, obviously, just announced we have a gauntlet match to determine Gunther's #1 contender for that world title at SummerSlam. It's between CM Punk, LA Knight, Penta, Braun Breaker, and Jey Uso. This is going to be a hell of a match and a really fun one, and I think unpredictable. I think there's a lot of ways they could go, right? Penta versus Gunther would absolutely slap. LA Knight versus Gunther, that would also slap. And then CM Punk versus Gunther would be awesome as well. And don't get me wrong, Braun Breaker versus Gunther, that would be awesome as well. I just don't see that happening because they're both heels right now. But that is a future WrestleMania match, in my opinion. But who's the other guy in the match? Jey Uso. Yeah, Jey Uso, nope. If he wins this match, I will literally stop watching WWE. We are not getting Jey Uso versus Gunther part 500. No. CM Punk makes the most sense to win this match because a CM Punk versus Gunther feud would be legendary. Literally would feed families. Like, we've gotten this match on like holiday tours, like dark shows and stuff like that. We want the actual feud between these guys. Like, I want promos between CM Punk and Gunther. Those promos would absolutely cook. Like, I have been waiting for this feud ever since CM Punk came back to WWE. And it would just be so refreshing for the both of these men. Gunther has just been stuck in like this Jey Uso vortex for like a lot of his title reign. And then, going back for the title. It's just been so boring. Like, I'm done with Jey Uso and Gunther. And even like Gunther and Sami Zayn, like when they ran that back, Gunther's whole title reign just was so boring because they just weren't giving him these money matches. CM Punk, as of late, it's been kind of getting boring with him because they've kept him in the Seth Rollins vortex. Don't get me wrong, that feud with Rollins was great, but I think that it's overstated its welcome. I think that CM Punk versus Seth Rollins is over. I really don't want to see that again. It's been going on for way too long. CM Punk and Gunther, they need new and interesting feuds, and this would just absolutely cook. Like, they need a big match like this on SummerSlam because, like I said, I don't think Cody and John Cena, I think that's a little underwhelming, to be honest, but this would be unbelievable. This would be a 10 out of 10. I think that their styles actually like weirdly would like coordinate. I think that they could put on a really good match. But like I said, I think just like the feud in general would be really good. Punk chasing the championship, trying to win his first world title since coming back to WWE. Gunther trying to continue his world title reign, trying to make this a better reign. I honestly don't know who would go over in this match. I think there's a world where maybe Seth Rollins could have cashed in. Maybe this was always the plan, and Seth Rollins was going to cash in this match after CM Punk won the world title, because Seth Rollins said that CM Punk's never going to be champion as long as he's in WWE. But Seth Rollins is injured, and that screws up a lot of things right now and a lot of plans that WWE probably has. I could also see Gunther retaining in this match because WWE maybe wants to right the wrongs of his last World Heavyweight title reign. I think giving him matches like CM Punk, Penta, LA Knight, like those are 3 great matches for his title reign. Now, obviously, he's only going to get one of those guys at SummerSlam, so if you want to get all of them, he's going to have to retain in this match. I wouldn't hate it, but man, would I love to see CM Punk win a world title in WWE again. It has been literally 12 years since he's last been champion. You know what? Screw it. I'm going to say it. I think CM Punk is going to become the new World Heavyweight Championship after SummerSlam. Now, the next match on this card has already been confirmed, and it is atrocious, and that is Jelly Roll. Yes, Jelly Roll teaming up with Randy Orton going against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. I no excitement in my voice for this one. This match is going to blow. I just can't believe Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre are getting stooped to this level. Like, they should be competing for world titles. They should be in heavy-hitting, important feuds. This is SummerSlam. This is the second biggest show of the year. It's the first 2-night SummerSlam ever. And they're getting stuck into a program with Jelly Roll and Logan Paul? Like, I just don't like that at all. Like, I would have rather just see them run Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre again, like they did at Saturday Night's main event. Why do we have to include Jelly Roll and Logan Paul? Like, if anything, if you really want to have freaking Jelly Roll wrestle at SummerSlam, why not just do Jelly Roll and Logan Paul, right? Like, for like a 2-minute match or something. I would still, like, not be invested in that at all. But, like, at least it wouldn't really hurt anything. This hurts, like, Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre's status as, like, main event guys right now. Like, they should be feuding for world titles, like I said. I hate this. I can't get behind this match at all. I don't want to see celebrities in ring. Like, I didn't want to see Travis Scott in the main event of WrestleMania 41. And I sure as hell don't want to see Jelly Roll competing with Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. And, like, can I just talk about the team of Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre for a minute? What the fuck? Like, Drew McIntyre's character would literally absolutely hate Logan Paul. So the fact that they're just making them, like, all buddy-buddy makes zero sense. Everything Drew stands for and talks about, like, he hates Logan Paul. So I don't know why they're having them team up. I really don't like it. But in the end, I think it will be Randy Orton and Jelly Roll to win this match, because I think they want to give Jelly Roll a cheap. The next match that I think is going to get added to this SummerSlam card is Aleister Black versus Damian Priest. I am actually a big fan of this. I'm waiting for this match. I'm dying waiting for this match to happen, because their styles in ring are so similar, with like the jiu-jitsu type, and like they're just 2 heavy-hitting big guys. Like, this is going to be a really good match. This could literally be match of the night at SummerSlam. I'm not a huge Damian Priest fan. Ever since he turned babyface, I just really haven't seen, like, the potential with his character, because I don't really know what makes him a babyface. Like, I don't really understand that quite yet. But this is a storyline that I think could absolutely cook. Like, I'm invested in this. Like, this is, like, refreshing for Damian Priest, I feel like. I just didn't care for him and Drew McIntyre. Like, that feud, yes, both matches were very good. But his feud with Drew McIntyre, it overstayed its welcome. It was too long. No one wanted to see it at WrestleMania. But, like, now getting, like, something different, finally, with Damian Priest, I think is awesome. Like, obviously, they set the seeds up for Jacob Fatu and Damian Priest as well. But now with Jacob still chasing the championship, obviously, we're going to have to wait for that. But this is going to be a really good match. This is also really big for Aleister Black, who just returned to WWE. So him, getting a singles match for a non-championship match on SummerSlam, I think that's huge for him. And like I said, I think these 2 guys could steal the show. But I would expect Aleister Black to pull this one out. Next match that I think will be added to this card is Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez defending their tag team championships against Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. We obviously just saw that fatal 4-way at Evolution, which was an awesome match, by the way, where we saw Raquel and Roxanne defend and retain those titles. We know Alexa Bliss and Charlotte were obviously in that match. They have just newly formed that tag team, and I've been a fan of it. Like, I absolutely love the storyline between Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. I said it in my last video. This is huge for Charlotte. She's finally getting cheers. Like, she needed something different from this. She needed to move away from the world title scene and always going after the world titles and winning the Rumbles, right? Like, she needed to get something refreshing. She's finally getting a character tweak. We're seeing more personality out of her, and that's thanks to Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss has helped brought that out of Charlotte Flair. So I am a huge fan of this tag team, and I want to see them win tag team gold at SummerSlam. I think as of right now, with Roxanne and Raquel, retaining those titles at Evolution, I think that made sense because Judgment Day, they currently have all the gold. That's the story right now. So I think it'll last a little bit longer, but I think that the long-term plan should be for Alexa Bliss and Charlotte to win those tag titles at SummerSlam. You're not just going to put them together and not have them win the tag titles. That would make no sense. They would also just help elevate this division so much. Hopefully do it like Jade and Bianca did and just be, frequently on these shows, on these PLEs, defending those tag titles. That's what WWE needs to be doing with those tag titles. So I think Alexa and Charlotte are perfect for that. Like I said, it's been an entertaining tag team, and I think it's obviously ultimately going to culminate in like Charlotte turning on Alexa or vice versa, and them getting a WrestleMania match. But that's for a different video. I do expect Alexa and Charlotte to become the new tag champions at SummerSlam. The next match that I think is going to get added to this SummerSlam card is Dominic Mysterio defending his Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. I think that this match was obviously supposed to happen. It actually was. It was supposed to happen in Night of Champions, but then Dominic Mysterio got hurt. He was unable to compete, so it didn't happen. Now the rumor is SummerSlam. I initially thought it was going to happen at like Saturday night's main event or just an episode of Raw, but the way they've kept delaying it and building it, it does seem like it's going to happen at SummerSlam. Finn Balor, it clearly doesn't seem like he's turning on Dom before SummerSlam, which I think everyone's initial predictions were Finn versus Dom for the title at SummerSlam. I thought it was going to be Finn and Roxanne versus Dom and Liv. Obviously, with Liv injured, you just can't do that. Not sure what their initial plans were, but they probably had to change some things up. But I've really liked this storyline between Dom and AJ. It's been like a goofy, fun one. Like, it's not like a serious like feud, like a Drew McIntyre, CM Punk. But like, it's been fun. Like, I think AJ's been doing some of his funniest work as a babyface. And Dominic Mysterio is obviously just as classic as it gets. I think these two can also have a really good match. I think that if they let Dominic Mysterio like go in this match, like let him pull out the moves that he's perfectly capable of doing. These guys can have insane chemistry, put on a banger of a match. As for who wins this match, I think it's going to be AJ Styles because Finn Balor will turn on Dominic Mysterio. I know that I just said Judgment Day, they have all the gold right now. They're on top of the world. I think it's all going to come crashing down because I think, like I said, Roxanne and Raquel, I think they'll lose the tag titles at SummerSlam, and I think Finn is going to cost Dom the IC title, and then maybe Dom costs Finn and JD the tag titles, and they lose all the titles. They go from 100 to 0 real quick. But that's what I do expect to happen. I do expect Finn Balor to have a repeat of what he did last year by costing Damian Priest the world title. I think he's going to do the same thing, this time costing Dominic Mysterio the IC title, and we will see AJ Styles walk out of SummerSlam as the new Intercontinental Champion, pushing the feud of Finn Balor and AJ Styles, or not Finn Balor, AJ Styles, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, probably for a match at Clash in Paris or something like that. But I would also just really like this because I kind of want to see AJ Styles as champion again. I would love to see him go on another run. Obviously, I would prefer a world title run, but maybe we're not there yet. I don't know if we'll ever see that again. But just getting an Intercontinental Championship reign from AJ Styles, I think could be really fun. The next match that I think will get added to the SummerSlam card is Jacob Fatu taking on Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. Obviously, Jacob is the former champion. Solo defeated him for that title back at Night of Champions with the return of Tangaloa and the debut of Tala Tonga. Obviously, Solo Sikoa has formed this new bloodline, not called the Bloodline anymore, it's the MFTs, which I don't know why they changed it up, but I really like this storyline. I think it's been a really well-built story, just like Lyra, Bayley, and Becky. I think this is the best story going on the men's side, with Jacob's face turn, Solo bringing in new guys for the family. I think it's made perfect sense. I would expect them to run it back at SummerSlam. I don't know if they would rather do like a tag match. I feel like we've already seen like a lot of those though. I wouldn't really care for like a tag match at SummerSlam with Solo and his MFTs versus like Jacob, Jimmy, maybe frickin' Jay comes over. I don't really want to see that though. Like, I would so much rather see Jacob and Solo just run it back one-on-one. I think that SummerSlam is where you get the big money matches where the titles are on the line. I think last year at SummerSlam, like, all the titles were on the line pretty much. The U.S. title was definitely on the line. So I think they should repeat that, have all the titles on the line. So Solo versus Jacob, obviously, that's Solo's next challenger for that U.S. title. It's not going to be anybody else. But as for who would win that match, I don't know. Obviously, I'm thinking Jacob takes the title back because he lost the Night of Champions. But I don't know. Like, I really don't know if I want to see Solo have this short of a title reign. I'm really stuck in the middle on this one because I love Jacob as champion, and I'm loving Solo as champion. I think he deserves that U.S. title. I'm really 50-50, but I'm just going to say Jacob Batu does win back the U.S. Championship at SummerSlam. The next match that I have on this card is for the Women's World Championship between the new champion Naomi and Bianca Belair. I don't know if Bianca Belair is going to be cleared for SummerSlam. She obviously has a broken finger. I'm not sure what her status is, how much longer she's going to be out. She obviously wasn't cleared to go at Evolution. SummerSlam's just in 3 weeks, so maybe she can be cleared before then. But in my opinion, this is Naomi's perfect match for SummerSlam. If you're going to give Naomi the World Championship, I think her best program and feud is going to be Bianca Belair. And SummerSlam is where that would probably happen. So I would love to see this at SummerSlam. Now, they could do Naomi versus Io versus Rhea triple threat because Naomi cashed in. I feel like that's kind of boring, and I don't really want to see Rhea or Io compete in a world title match at SummerSlam. I'm going to get into their match, but I would love to see Naomi and Bianca because they haven't finished their story yet, right? Like, we've had little, like, teasers, right, ever since Naomi turned heel, but we haven't, like, had it culminate into a match or, like, a proper, like, hatred, like, type feud between these two. I think we can still get there, and hopefully that kicks off as maybe tonight on Monday Night Raw. Naomi is gonna come out as the World Heavyweight Champion. She's gonna address the crowd. Maybe Bianca comes out and we get Bianca versus Naomi for the title at SummerSlam. I think that would be pretty awesome, where we can finally get this feud kick-started. I'm not sure if it would be like a one and done or like a trilogy, because I am very invested into this feud. I don't think that Naomi would just have a 3-week title reign. I think that would be kind of crappy if she cashed in for the world title and then lost it 3 weeks later. I don't know if I'd really like that. So I would think Naomi would retain her title in this match. I don't know if it would be clean because Bianca is like the John Cena of women's wrestling. I don't know if you can have her lose clean in this match. Maybe you do. I'm not too sure, but I would expect Naomi to retain her title in this match. Now, for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, I had a really tough time figuring out what the match was going to be because obviously the Becky, Bayley, and Lara storyline has been awesome. I don't know if they're going to take that storyline into SummerSlam. My prediction is that it ended at Evolution. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like they want to throw Becky into something fresh going into SummerSlam. And I had a tough time figuring who that was going to be. I was thinking maybe an Io Sky because that is a dream match that we haven't seen yet. And a few they teased a couple months ago when Becky turned heel. So I don't know if that's going to happen. Becky, Rhea, I don't think they would run that back. I don't think that Rhea is going to go after the women's IC title. So it was narrow for me. But I came down to Becky Lynch versus Nikki Bella for the women's IC championship. Now, I wasn't too sure if Nikki was going to make a full run when she came back to WWE, or if it was just a one and done for Evolution. But she is advertised for a match with Chelsea Green tonight on Monday Night Raw. So I think this could mean they're building towards, doing something with her at SummerSlam. So I personally would like to see her get involved in the mid-card scene. I don't think she belongs in the world title scene, if I'm being honest with you. But I feel like a match with Becky Lynch and like the feud that they could have, I feel like that could be pretty good. So I am going with Becky versus Nikki for that women's IC championship at SummerSlam. And I do expect Becky Lynch to retain her title in this match. That brings me to the final match that I have on this card, and that is Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky, the final chapter. Now, I don't know if this would actually be the final chapter, but obviously the story that they've been telling is that Rhea Ripley's never been able to beat Io Sky. That still is correct. She did not win at Evolution. Yeah, she didn't technically get pinned in the match because of the Naomi cash-in, but she's still winless against Io Sky in her career. And as far as this match, I just don't know what these two women will do at SummerSlam if it isn't a one-on-one with each other. Maybe they do a big match for the IC title at SummerSlam. I don't think there's enough weeks to build that. Because I would like a Becky versus Nikki versus Bayley, Lyra, Rhea, and Io. Maybe they do a cool ladder match or something. That would be cool. I just don't see it happening. So I wouldn't mind Rhea versus Io one more time at SummerSlam because every time, let's be honest, every time they have a match with each other, it's magic, right? These two have some of the best in-ring chemistry of all time. And I don't think it's ridiculous to say that. They just had literally a fucking 10-star match at Evolution. I would love to see them do it again at SummerSlam, especially if they don't have plans for them as for other feuds, that is. So yeah, I would like to see this happen, and I would expect Rhea Ripley to finally beat Io Sky and get that win over her. Guys, I'm not sure how many matches there is going to be on the SummerSlam card. I just gave you 12 of them. Obviously, I know I'm missing guys like LA Knight, Penta, Jey Uso, Stephanie Vaquer, probably a few other people. I hope that they do make it onto the SummerSlam card, but I'm not sure if this is going to be a 14-match PLE. I also just didn't see what those guys were going to do going into SummerSlam. So if you guys have any other SummerSlam match predictions with those guys I just mentioned, comment down below. But that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys are not already, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a like down below. All right, guys. Peace.